guys, so welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to build on what we covered in lesson 1 of this module. We're going to take a look at those strumming patterns again, where we're playing one strum on each beat, then we played 2 per beat of the bar, and then we broke each beat of the bar into 4 strums, and we played something like this. And if you remember, we were accenting the first down strum of every beat. Down, up, 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 down, up. Just wanted to cover a similar technique today, but instead of strumming all 6 strings, which would of course be appropriate for chords, we're going to look at how to apply that strumming pattern to single string notes. Now obviously, if you're strumming with such a fast rhythm, it's going to be impossible to pick an individual string accurately without missing or hitting any of the other strings. So we need to develop a technique in our fretting hand where we can mute the unwanted 5 strings and only play the desired string, where we're pressing the note down and muting the rest of them. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But firstly, let's take a look at the fretting hand technique. We're going to use the 5th fret of the D string. That's going to sound a G note. So for a G chord, if I took all the notes away and just took 5th fret of the D string, that would give me one single G note. Now if I play this, obviously all 6 strings are ringing there, and that's not what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my middle finger to fret the 5th fret of the D string. And I'm going to use my thumb to mute the E and the A strings. Then I'm going to use the bottom of my middle finger, but then I'm also using a couple of the spare fingers here just to mute the other unwanted strings. So that means the only desired note is the only one that you can hear. There's lots of different ways that you can experiment with this technique of muting the unwanted strings, but usually I use my thumb to mute the thickest unwanted strings. And I just use the unused fingers of my fretting hand to mute the thinner strings. So that means that now when I strum and I press down with my middle finger the 5th fret of the D string, that is going to be the only note that makes a sound. The other strings are muted. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but just to quickly recap, you can use your thumb to mute the thicker strings, and we can use the skin part of our middle finger or some of the unused fingers of the fretting hand to mute the thinner strings. We're going to break the single string note into the 3 strumming patterns that we covered in the first lesson of this module. So in a moment, you're going to see some demonstrations played by myself, and I'm going to play 1 strum per beat. Then I'm going to break off into 8 bars of 2 strums per beat, and then I'm going to break off into 4 strums per beat using that down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up rhythm that we covered in the first lesson of this module. So let's just cover each strumming pattern right now. So using the 5th fret of the D string, but muting the other 5 unwanted strings, I'm just going to give each beat of the bar 1 downstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's slightly different to the other examples because I think it sounds better this way. You can hear that I'm pressing the note down on my fretting hand. I'm pressing it down, but then I'm quickly releasing it. So the note doesn't last for very long at all. The opposite of that would be allowing the note to ring out and sustaining the note like this, which sounds a little bit messy, and it's more difficult to control sustained notes. So I can press the note down using my fretting hand, release the note, and of course that then mutes that string and the note stops ringing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see my strumming hand is bouncing around a little bit, giving me the 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythm. You don't have to do that. That's just probably a habit that I've developed over time to allow me to stay in time. So in my head, I am counting 1 and 2 and 3. That's why you can see my hand is bouncing even when I'm not strumming the strings. It's fine if you don't want to use that technique. You can simply nod your head or tap your foot to help you stay in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the example I play in just a moment, you'll get 8 bars of that single strum on each beat of the bar. Then I'll break off into 2 strums per beat, and that was a down, up, rhythm. Something like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And again, I know it doesn't sound very exciting, but we're just developing that single string, single note technique in our fretting hand, as well as developing our strumming patterns. So we're keeping it nice and simple in terms of the guitar playing. Then I'll break off into 4 strums per beat with that down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up rhythm that you heard in the first lesson, with the downstroke being accented, or in other words, played slightly louder or with a little bit more force than any of the other strums. So guys, check out the example that I'm going to play you in just a moment and see if you can strum along, practicing all 3 strumming patterns that I demonstrated.